This is Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
I think we kind of kept it a little bit under wraps, but then, when it was official, we told her and she flipped out. She loved it. She was super excited.
Mom approval necessary for Josh Pederson, wife approval for Doug Pederson. The Pederson family likely cherishing this training camp maybe a little bit more than others. Some family time. A lot of happy Jaguars right now, by the way, getting a good sleep and knowing tomorrow is an off day. Calvin Ridley said today, this is the hardest camp he's been in. Welcome to First and 10 Training Camp, everyone. I'm Brent Martineau, and let's tell you what happened here on a Thursday. Just another day at camp. Maybe the dog days have arrived. Not a lot of headline stuff. The Jags got their work in, and hey, sometimes boring means good things are happening. It wasn't really boring, just less team reps, less one-on-one reps than we've seen. Part of a ramp up to what should be a physical weekend. Calvin Ridley is the everyday story around here. Star of the camp, to toe injury, to was just the cleats, to drops on Wednesday, and back to form today for the talented wide receiver. Really is something how much he has stolen the training camp show. Not that he asked for it, but he's getting it.
Everybody want me to be rusty, right? Why? Why you want me to be rusty? I can play football. I can play football. I did so much good yesterday. I did so much good. And there was some bad, there's going to be some good and bad, and I look at it as a win. I know how hard training camp is, and this is probably one of the hardest training camps I've ever been in. I know that I got to continue to work to get better, to be dominant come game one.
That's a confident guy and pretty cool guy, too. How much Ridley plays in the preseason games, I think will be something to watch. How will Doug Pederson handle that? Idea, of course, to get everyone healthy to the regular season. Speaking of, Tyler Shatley out of today's practice. Nothing major. Again, Jags are very cautious with every injury this time of year, but Shatley is the most tenured Jag and a very valuable Jag. Shaq Quarterman with a couple of picks today. He's battling for a back-up spot in the linebacking role. The Oak Leaf product is now a veteran of the NFL, and he's very reliable for the Jags and this coaching staff. Players' day off tomorrow, as mentioned, and inside the stadium practice on Saturday. Josh Pederson got some attention a few weeks ago when he signed with the Jags, and he should have. He's the son of head coach Doug Pederson. Doesn't happen often. The tight end is trying to prove he belongs after showing off a bit in the USFL. Action Sports Jax Marcel Robinson says Pederson is playing for more than just his dad and the Jags.
One of the hardest things to do here in training camp is to make an impression to make the Jacksonville Jaguars team. Of course, there are so many guys on the team, but only so many are going to make the 53. It's important for the guys to remember your name. Well, for one player, it won't be difficult for them to remember his name. He is, of course, Josh Pederson, the son of head coach Doug Pederson. Now, Josh has coming off of a season with the USFL, but he's been in NFL camps before. This is actually his fourth stop in the NFL. However, he's never played a meaningful NFL snap. He hopes to change that following the end of training camp and hopefully make that last 53-man roster.
Every rep really matters. Everything's being evaluated. This is my fourth go-around, undrafted free agent. I'm really trying to stick somewhere, and I've just learned the importance of every single rep at each place that I've been.
Coming into camp with the coach's kid tag wasn't a surprise to Josh. That understanding led to some serious thought when deciding whether to accept the invitation to suit up in teal.
Kind of took a little bit talking off the cliff as far as, okay, you're going to go play for your dad and this and that, but at the end of the day, I'm just here, to play football and earn my position on this team and try to help out as best I can.
Many may assume the favoritism associated with the last name Pederson, but Josh is expecting to earn his place in the NFL. And as much as he'd enjoy being close to Dad, that's not the goal for the younger Pederson.
I told him at the end of the day, Dad, if you can get me, on the field in preseason, that's really what I want, to audition for the other 31 teams. And if I make this team, awesome. If I have a good preseason to make another team, even better.
Now for Pederson to make this team, it's going to be a tough battle because remember, that tight end room is stacked. It's going to be an uphill battle for Pederson to make this team, but hey, if anyone can do it, it's got to be the coach's son. At the Miller Electric Practice Facility, Marcel Robinson, Action Sports Jax.
I thought Pederson handled the media time today wonderfully. All the right things being said. Just the beginning for the Jags, the start of a playoff push for the Sharks. We'll have that story coming up next. And Calvin Ridley making the day of a few fans today. It's a really cool moment. Selfies, autographs, even trying on the Calvin helmet, part of the experience. He is already a fan favorite.
You're watching Action Sports Jacks, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Now, obviously, we talk a lot about the Jacksonville Jaguars, but think about some of the other teams in town. We've had a ton of success, from the Jacksonville Giants to the Jacksonville Icemen, most recently, of course, the Sons of the Shrimp. And these guys, the Jacksonville Sharks, have raised a banner or two. Football season starting all over the place, but in one place, football is about to wrap up for the season, and that is in Arena Ball. The Jacksonville Sharks enjoyed a 10-win regular season, and now they gear up to play in the playoffs against rival Orlando this weekend. The Arena Leagues have been in flux, but the Sharks are here to stay and continue to find the success we just talked about. Action Sports Jacks' Olivia Tasley stopped by practice today.
Playoff football is back in Jacks for the Sharks, and they are hoping to hang a banner sooner rather than later. For the first time since 2019, they are hosting a playoff game, and they will be doing it against the Orlando Predators, a team they've already taken down twice, but this one is still personal.
For me, it's like just taking the first loss personal. Like, we're still taking that personal. That still hurts. Even though we only lost 2 games by 2 points, it still really hurts. So we definitely got to get them that get back. And like I said, that's the next step that we have to take anyways.
Justin Renfro waves goodbye to the Predators as Jacksonville takes down Orlando by a 56-24 margin.
You've already beaten this Predators team twice, right? But now it's a playoff push. It's crucial. What's the game plan?
To not get caught up in already beating the Predators twice. I mean, the whole, hey, you know, I've seen other teams in other leagues, number 1 seed team loses at home. That's the biggest thing. So, you know, with them, if I was in their shoes, I would come in with a I have nothing to lose mentality and lay it all on the line. So you got to kind of squash that real quick. And I think, you know, if we take out any hope early, it could be a good game for us.
Now, both those guys also mentioning the fans, saying that they have been the best they've ever seen, making the Shark Tank one of the hardest places to play for opponents when they come here to the city. And they're hoping that's the same story on Saturday. Inside the Shark Tank, I'm Olivia Tasley, Action Sports Jacks.
We'll see what happens, and you can see what happens live and in person, 7 o'clock, Veterans Memorial Arena, and tickets start at $15. Fans asked to wear red to red out the Shark Tank. Hey, more football, college style. The Florida State Seminoles have a lot going on off the field right now. They should be good on it. The story coming up next. And another visit to training camp, family time and autograph time after practice this morning. Tate Bigsby, part of that big rookie class. And by the way, he's been impressive so far.
You're watching Action Sports Jacks, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
So much momentum over at EWU. Edward Waters University seems to unveil a new facility every month. They have enhanced their sports product in a big-time way the last couple of years. And the latest new on campus is the tennis facility. New home of the Lady Tigers tennis program. They will play their first tennis season in the spring of 2024. Welcome back to 1st and 10 Training Camp, everybody. Let's talk some college ball. The Florida State Seminoles are going to be good this season. Today they kicked off practice. A lot swirling off the field right now about FSU leaving the ACC, or at least threatening to do so. But on the field, that shouldn't be a distraction for the players. They're locked into just winning games. Florida State opens against LSU in Orlando. Jordan Travis, Jared Verse, a team that really turned the corner, ready to do big things in the fall. Looks like it's FSU and Clemson in the ACC. That's what it looks like before they kick anything off. Mike Norvell has turned the program back around. Now the question is, can the Noles get back to winning big again?
You know, it's great to see everybody back. You know, like I said, I mean, our players, there's a sense of urgency for what we need to do and what we need to accomplish. You know, it's going to be a critical fall camp for us. There's been a lot of growth, a lot of improvement within our program. And, you know, we've got to have the best fall camp that we've ever had, just so we can be in the best position to go play our best game come week 1.
Always interesting to hear it called fall camp when it's 95 degrees outside as they get going. By the way, they'll be at UNF for a couple of practices next week. Your home for Florida State football and basketball, ESPN 690. It's also your home for Brent and Friends on ESPN 690, 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. daily. Hope you can join us in your car or on any of those social media channels. One other NFL note today, and this is of note likely for you, former Jag and several other teams now, Yannick Ngakoue tonight signs a deal with the Chicago Bears for a little over $10 million. So there was some thought he could come back to Jacksonville, help the Jags pass rush. That's not happening. He's going to Chicago. That's going to do it for First and 10 training camp. Back at it on Saturday. Jags have a day off tomorrow, but we'll have First and 10 training camp tomorrow night anyway. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.